Hello, Catherine Bleish here with the Bleish Family Farm and SovereignLiving.tv. We are going to do our weekly garden update today. So, starting out, we have our strawberry bed. You can see that we have everything smothered in diatomaceous earth. There are also onions growing up around the strawberries. For those of you who don't know, these tall, leafy greens, these are the onion greens, and then down in there, those are the strawberry greens. Roly-poly infestation has been a huge problem this spring, eating our strawberry fruits and eating our seedlings of all sorts. So diatomaceous earth seems to be the only thing so far keeping them backed off. That's why everything is smothered in diatomaceous earth. Over here in our flower bed, I had planted some tomatoes. You'll see there's one right there that has not been eaten by roly-polies. The other spaces are missing tomatoes. There are onions and some mint that I transplanted growing in this bed as well. I'm trying to do some companion planting things that complement each other. This is our lemon tree that is not out in the orchard yet. This was our broccoli and onion bed. The broccoli got fried by some neem oil when we tried to kill a pest. So I pulled all that up. You see all their carcasses right there. More diatomaceous earth. That was Paul hollering, I'm sorry. Man, if it wasn't you, Paul, it would have been the bugs. There's diatomaceous earth all in this bed as well because roly-polies have just been everywhere. You'll see this is a little bit of the neem oil damage on the sunflower. It's recovering. It's doing well. Hopefully it'll be blooming soon. There's a onion that's gone to seed. It's beautiful. This bed is turning into one of my favorite beds. We really struggled with the asparagus to get it to take off. And you'll see it's now doing really well, really tall. If you go back and look at previous videos, you'll notice they were very small. What we did was plant companion plants in the bed, and they took off. So here are tomatoes. Clover I let just grow in the garden because it's good food for chickens. I just kind of let it grow wherever it pops up. There's onions, which are also a companion plant to asparagus. The asparagus plants are the wispy ones, for those of you who don't know which plants are which. And parsley, which I harvested the parsley yesterday, so you'll see it's pretty small right now. But everywhere that I planted these companion plants, there's more parsley, onions, tomatoes. The asparagus really popped up, so I'm really enjoying this garden bed right now. I think it's looking really well. It's coming together. Back here in this pot are some peas that I just transplanted yesterday. There's 4 of them in there. Over here in this bed, we've got tomatoes in the flower bed. You'll see coffee grinds on the ground, as well as diatomaceous earth. Onions with a few tomatoes interspersed. Chives. Catnip. Mint. And then as you come around the corner in the garden bed, there are onions to the front of the bed. There's the walkway onions. And there are tomato seedlings in the back, with lots more diatomaceous earth. You want to water?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll turn on the water. Miss Ollie with pollen on her nose from smelling flowers. So, here is a tomato. We planted these at different times. They were really devoured by roly-polies when we planted them. So you'll see the larger ones were planted about 3 weeks ago. The smaller ones about a week ago, which were planted to replace the ones that have been devoured. Here's our mint garden all stomped down because Ollie was planting in it earlier. Some more tomatoes, Italian parsley, regular parsley. There's William's rosebush, our new son, William. We planted that for him. This tomato plant already has flowers on it, and I believe, let me focus there. There's already a tomato forming, I believe, in there. Yes, ma'am.
Mama.
Go? Where do you want me to go? You want me to turn on the water? Okay, I will. This is our giant cilantro plant that has gone to seed. So we'll have lots of seeds from that.
Mama.
Rosebush.
Mama.
Come on, Mama. Okay, here we go. So we're going to turn on the water for the baby. Let's make sure we have the right hose on. This one goes out to the chickens. This one stays in here. All right, there you go, baby girl. The water is on. Alright, so over here, garlic, clover, Aliana's rosebush. There she is watering. This is the rose bush that we cloned last year from the large rose bush. They both have a white powder on them, and I need to look it up. I just haven't had the time. This bed had all of our greens in it, kale. You'll see there's lots of onions as well. We have onions everywhere in the garden right now. We had all sorts of kale, mustard greens, etc. It was attacked by chickens several times. So the two beds that had greens in them, we compiled into one. And some of the plants have not recovered very well, like this kale plant. But in the same bed, one that was much similarly destroyed and small, here's another kale plant that is gigantic. So I'm not sure why some of the kale plants have recovered and some of them have not. Maybe part of the bed is more nutrient rich than the other part. I don't know. That's dinosaur kale right there. Looking really well. This bed there's chives. That's the cilantro I showed you. There's some wildflowers growing. One pepper plant that has cayenne peppers on it. It's very small. I don't know if you can see it next to that twig down there. Let's see. Right there. That's the pepper plant. That dead part was the pepper plant last year. This green part grew up from the roots that they overwintered. So I'm going to plant some more peppers over here on this side of the bed. This is our massive onion bed. There's no companion plants with it except these wildflowers that are growing, which I believe are evening primrose. I looked up online. I'm not totally sure that they are the medicinal evening primrose, but they are at least some sort of evening primrose. And this is one other onion bed that is just onions. And then around the corner here from our greens bed is our potato bed, also attacked by roly-polies. We've been adding soil to it as the greens come up. Except the greens haven't been coming up the past week or so because the roly-polies have been eating them all. Over there you see our hugel garden is now complete. It is all fenced in. It has gates. And it does have some netting on the top. That part of the project isn't totally complete. So you'll see all the garden beds out there, the mounds of dirt. They're settling down into the dirt. We do need to add more soil to them before we plant them. Here's our pond, wheelbarrow, pool of water for the birds. Those are all our resource piles over there. Sticks, cardboard, wood chips. That's our maggot meat bucket. These pallets are for the chickens to hide under, the little A-frames. There's Paul working on a compost pile, rainwater storage. John on technology in the barn. And then over there, I hadn't got these on video yet, where the blue barrels are and the pallets up against the fence. Those are two garden beds, one that has potatoes and one that has corn, beans, and squash. So, there you go. That's our garden update for April 28th. And here is a very wet toddler making a mess in the walkway. Thanks for checking out our garden with us.